From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBacks, the PrimeTime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles Live, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I hope you're feeling the same, and pretty much, man, we have ourselves a great day of sports to talk about. Up first, cornerback, Virginia Tech, Caleb Farley, stock falling due to injury history, but shouldn't fall out of first round. When you got a defensive player like this one, they might have a short shelf life, but that just means that they might have a higher motor than most. They might be able to get into things a little bit quicker because their motivation is a little bit different. And I think that this guy can be an absolute steal. I've seen him play on several occasions, and I was always impressed with Farley and how much they didn't throw to the side as well, too. This guy is a gamer. He's ready to, contribute right away, and that's why he has a high draft grade as well, too. So I think that maybe people might be overthinking this thing a little bit. We got a lot of armchair GMs right now as well, too, that think that, just because the guy's a little banged up, that he might not make the same impact on the team that they expected him to. But you know what? All these guys are injured coming into the draft, dude. It's football, man. Football, you have injuries that don't go away. There's guys that are considered healthy, but they got an injury that they caught in high school that ain't never went away and ain't going to go away till they're done playing. Or might just stick with them for the rest of their lives, because football is a tough game, and this is a tough player. So I would say that the investment is sound. It should be there, and I think that a lot of people should be very, very impressed with the way that this kid's going about it. So I root for Caleb, and I hope for the absolute best for him as well, too. So we'll see how it shakes out, see how it goes. We'll see if he'll go into the top 5. So pretty much not the top 5, but the top 15 at least, because I think the top 5 is pretty much set as we speak. So pretty much there it is, man. You guys, that's going to be a wrap on that right there. So let's go ahead and get to the Cowboys trying to go over here and be trying to get trying to have a get richer type situation with Kyle Pitts right now. Will he be there, or will they move up to get the pick? Because the thing is, that's absolutely what the Cowboys have to do at this point, is move up to get that pick. But, the way that they're thinking is that, pretty much they can go ahead and they can just go about their business, and hopefully he'll be there for them. But all in all, I think that this will be a far-fetched situation, because Jerry's already saying he's not going to give up a lot to get this kid. But you know what? If you want to make your offense the best offensive in all of football, you should give up some pieces. You should give up something, you know what I mean? Because the thing is, Cowboys trying to be the ultimate NFL team, but I think that keeps backfiring for them as well, too. They already have a really great offense, but the thing was their quarterback was hurt last year. So now they come into this situation this year, and they're looking to right those wrongs and things of that nature. So I'm pretty much into the fact that this team is going to be able to, make a monster move regardless of anything. But at the end of the day, Kyle Pitts is a nice fit. But come on, Cowboys. Y'all can't have all the top-end players and things like that and always think that these guys are going to fall to you. Kyle Pitts looks like he won't get past 7 or so in this situation, because there's teams like Detroit that need a big-time player like him, and it might be the first time in a long time where a tight end goes before a wide receiver. So pretty much he's already seen as the best best hands in the draft and the most versatile player, pretty much at his position. And, they think he's a game changer. And, game changers aren't going to be there at the selection where the Cowboys should be at. So I really, truly do think that the Cowboys are just trying to have more attention put onto themselves because it's draft day and they know exactly where they're going with this because the Cowboys know exactly what they need to do. They need to draft the offensive linemen because they have linemen that are on that great offensive line that aren't getting any younger. So pretty much they have to go ahead and make that move right now and try to go ahead and get that situated as well too. So pretty much with that, that's going to be a wrap on the NFL draft for today. We'll have more talk going on tomorrow. We'll have Mike here, and I have a little bit of a mock-up for you guys as well too. My top five picks. Then we'll do the next top five. I'm just going to do the top 10. I'm not going to sit up in here and go through it like the other draft nicks and things of that nature. There's people up in here doing shows about each round, and dude, you can't predict who's going to go in the second round or below. The first round is pretty obvious because it's the best player on the board, and is there the need there as well too. So let's go ahead and get into the Kentucky Derby. Pole position draw was this morning as well in at Churchill, and pretty much my horse Rock Your World is going to be in the 15 hole. And I don't have to sit up in here and have a whole Derby mystery. I'm going with Rock Your World because this horse has already won me some money. We're at the magic number of 5-1 as well too. Most likely we'll get 7-2 once we get to the gate on this horse because it looks like it's going to be a match race coming down the stretch between him and Essential Quality. They put these horses right next to each other, and I feel like I think that these horses are going to get a look at each other and see greatness in each other's eyes, and they're going to go at it. And it's going to be a war between these two. But, another horse that got a good spot here as well, too, is going to be Medina Spirit in the 8 hole, and Hot Rod Charlie sitting here in the 9 hole as well, too. They'll be right in the middle of things. But this 14-15 hole, this is going to be – it's going to look tough, but these are exceptional horses. So I really don't want to see – in the beginning when the horses break, trying to get all the way over. I don't think these horses need to lead in the first quarter of the race. But as the race goes along, you're not going to be able to deny Essential Quality and Rock Your World. But I think that the speed, if you're going to be the speed horse, if you're going to be the rabbit that they're going to catch, then you're going to have to try to break out, like really, really break out and make these horses work for it. And we'll see how it goes. Known Agenda is sitting in the 1 hole, and everybody's saying right now the 1 hole is not the hole you want to be in. So we'll see how it goes. I always say the hole you don't really want to be in is 19 and 20 and 18, and those ones on the far outside, they have their own specialized gate as well too. So you have to put that into fruition as well. But I'm getting more excited by the day about the biggest sporting event in the country, pretty much, and it's getting back its luster as well too, because horse racing was the only sport that was around for pretty much throughout the pandemic, because you couldn't stop horse racing from being horse racing because horses don't catch COVID. And pretty much they had very good safeguards when it came to this. And they were the ones that kind of showed everybody how to go about this with the bubbles and things of that nature. So horse racing didn't get enough credit on helping the sports world get back to normal. So pretty much it is what it is. And I think that all eyes are going to be on Churchill Downs come Saturday. I'm talking about novice fans, casual fans, first-time fans. There's going to be a lot of hype going into this Kentucky Derby because you have yourself a wide open field and you got a lot of good stories behind these horses as well too. So there it is. That's the early position draw for the Kentucky Derby, and we'll see how it goes. And hopefully every horse makes it to the gate, because just because they have a post draw doesn't mean anything. Friday and Saturday morning are always the biggest indicator. Is always a big day. In the barn to make sure that the horse is good to go, because, a horse could catch a fever, a horse could maybe tweak a little something while they're training this week, so we have to get ourselves prepared for that. portion as well too. But hopefully every horse gets to the gate and we'll be good to go. So hey, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into the state of the Lakers real quick. Lakers, we don't have to talk much about them. They played against the Orlando Magic last night, one of the worst teams in the league, and they went ahead and beat them by 11 points. It was almost like you could have put me, my graphics producer, and AD and Drummond in the game, and we probably would have won by 11 points as well too, because the Orlando Magic, to me, have pretty much given up this season, and I think that pretty much they just handed the Lakers a victory. I hate to see these NBA teams. You guys make so much money. Why are you giving up at this point in the year? I know that you've probably been instructed to, but these draft picks might not change the fortune of your franchise. And the Orlando Magic are, to me, a stepping stone franchise, just like the Thunder. You go to this team, you get some time in, you look real good, then eventually you walk away, or they trade you somewhere else so they can get some more assets, and they'll allow you to live in the first 10 picks of the draft for the next 20 years. But Orlando's still trying to figure out a way to replace pretty much replace guys like Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway. I know it was 20, 30 years ago, but they're looking for that type of player in this year's draft. And they possibly got an opportunity at that if they're able to be drafted in the top 3 this year with Evan Mobley. So we'll see how it goes. But all in all, though, this was a Laker practice game in a sense, but it counted, and the Lakers went ahead and they got themselves a good win down in the Orange County of Orlando. So pretty much they took care of their business, and everybody got Disney ears, and everybody's back on the flight now to go ahead and get to the Wizards, the hottest team in the NBA at this point, who had their 9-game winning streak ended last night and losing by 3 points to the Spurs. So that game should be a good one. LeBron possibly could be back for that one, but I think LeBron's going to make his way back when we get to they're going to play the Knicks soon as well too. So I got this feeling LeBron's going to show up for the Knicks game. You know what I mean? I think that he's going to sit out one more game, and then he'll be back when it's time to be in the Garden. So we're going to see how it goes and see how it shakes out. But the Lakers got a good win, and they are staying pat at the 5th seed right now. I think still they'll catch Denver when it's all said and done for the 4th seed, but I don't think they're going to get any further than that. So Laker fans, just go ahead and just relax and understand that they're going to be in this spot, and this is where, and they're going to have to go the long way to get this championship, but it won't be hard for a team when you got LeBron and AD. Come on, man. So there it is with the state of Lakers. We move on. Let's talk about the player of the night. Compton's own DeMar DeRozan has a big night last night, scores 37 points, gets 10 rebounds, 2 assists, was able to take care of his business last night, get a good win for his team, and pretty much willed his team to this victory as well too. So that's always fun to watch. I think DeMar DeRozan is just building on his resume for a big trade coming this summer, so because the Spurs have to think about getting assets, and DeMar DeRozan is playing some of his best basketball of his career right now, and pretty much, and once again he's being overlooked. So I think that once he gets to a big market, I think that this guy is going to be able to make a monster splash when it comes down to it. So I think the Clippers could be in play to possibly bring in DeMar DeRozan. He will be a much better fit for Kawhi than Paul George, in my opinion, because they're not somewhat the same player like those two are. So we'll see how it goes. But DeMar DeRozan, big night last night, 37 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and coming through clutch, gets his team a 146-143 victory and keeps them in that playoff hunt as well too. So with that, we're going to take our first break. And before that, you guys check out HatClub.com. You guys can get 10% off on any $50 order or better. Once again, HatClub.com. Press the link in the show description, and you guys can get 10% off any $50 order or better. We will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DBacks, the PrimeTime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live. And pretty much when you're in this business, you better be ready for some hard nights, man. And baseball was not good to us last night. So pretty much today we come back to it, because in baseball you can't bat 1,000 every day. And you know what? The Dodgers are feeling the same burn as well too. They lost last night 5-3. That was bad. They should have bounced back, but you know what? It's April, okay? Let's all just kind of understand that the Dodgers have a lot of people on the DL right now. Guys are getting into shape. This isn't a 60-game season that starts in August like last year, or what was it, July, sometime in midsummer when the season started. Guys were somewhat still like in preseason mode, but at the end of the day, though, things kind of were accelerated. So that's why, things worked out very well for the Dodgers. But I'm not worried about the Dodgers at all. 15-7 to start the season. They won their first, 11 out of 13 games. So right now they're just going through the same blues that every baseball team goes through, where you have 10 games where you're not doing too well. So pretty much that's why you got to keep things even and things of that nature, and keep a positive attitude as well too. And that's what I expect. When you're the Dodgers, but when you got fans that are impatient, we had a good fight last night that they're showing all over the world right now. And yeah, I understand you went to the game thinking that the Dodgers were going to beat the Reds, and they wound up losing. It happens, you know what I mean? And the Dodgers had their best pitcher of the month on the mound as well, and he didn't do that well. But tonight, Walker Buehler takes the mound, and he should be a little bit better because he always seems to show up at home. And Jeff Hoffman, who's a pretty good pitcher for the Reds, is coming in here. Kind of has went against some easier teams, so that's why his ERA looks like this. But I think the Dodgers, after losing 2 in a row and blowing a 6-run lead Sunday night, I think that they understand now that it's time to get yourself a win so you can just get comfortable again, you know what I mean, or make people comfortable again. So we'll see how it goes. But the Dodgers, it happens, man. The Reds came in there on a 7-game losing streak, so they really were into winning that game last night because they don't want to fall far behind either. They've been struggling like mightily, so they spent a whole week losing, and the first day that they get into a game on Monday, they get a win. That's baseball for you. So pretty much tonight, this game should be another, intriguing game. I think that looks like it could be the under here because you got 2 pitchers that are going to keep control of the game. But if you're the Dodgers, you kind of want to send a message here and get as many runs as possible tonight. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's more of a scoreboard watching game than anything. But you guys already know the Dodgers can be a strong bet for you on the spread tonight as well, too, because it looks like that they can win this game by 2 or more runs. But you don't know. You never know. This team's lost the last 4 out of 5 games. So, it's hard to trust. So, you could go the other way and say Reds plus 1.5. So it is what it is. It's confusing. So that's why I would say stay out of it if you're really smart. You know what I mean? So pretty much that's the Blue Crew Daily, and we'll have more for you tomorrow. All right, so let's get to the MLB Tuesday games. The MLB Tuesday games, you got the Royals at the Pirates tonight, and the Pirates and Royals both have winning records. I am stunned, and actually the Royals are atop of the the AL Central as well too. And the Pirates are having their way against AL teams this year, so this one's a toughie to really call. So when you look at this game at the end of the day, I think that pretty much the Royals do have the advantage because they've been winning, and they've been winning fairly fair in many different ways as well too. So we'll see how it shakes out, see how it goes. Royals, Pirates, that should be a good game. Interleague matchup. Let's go. Let's see how let's get to our next game. And in our next game, it's going to be the good old AL East rivalry between the Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. And everybody should know this through original story of the Yankees with Baltimore Orioles. All that stuff kind of intertwines with each other. So look it up. So pretty much you got the Yankees here. They're starting to get better because they've been struggling. Then you got the Orioles, who are the Orioles. They're going to be middling right now, but eventually they're going to start a long losing streak. But right now, they're still competitive. They did beat the Yankees yesterday as well, too. So you do have to count that in. And then you have a team in the Yankees who have stepped it up, but they did lose their last two games as well, too, while the Orioles have won their last two games. So this game tonight looks like it's going to be a lot of hitting involved. So I think we can get the over here. So let's see how it goes, see how it shakes out. We move forward to our next game. Our next game is going to be the Red Sox at the Mets, and this is another interleague game. And everybody knows back in '86, the Red Sox and the Mets went at it in one of the greatest World Series of all time when the Mets went ahead and got that great win. Hey, Mookie became a great catchphrase in New York City for the next few years. So pretty much you have this game tonight. You have Boston, who's been better. You have the Red Sox. You have the Mets, who've been real middling. And you got two pitchers that have high ERAs. Richards is coming in with a 6.48, and then you have David Peterson coming in with the 6.75. So you should expect some hitting tonight. But all in all, I think that this game will wind up being more in the favor of the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox have the better hitters here. So, I think that they have the dog wrong here. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. I would think it would be more of a 50-50 split, but it's not. So I think the Red Sox are good money here. So I like them with the money line today at plus 135. All right, we move on to our next spot. And the next game is going to be the Cubs at the Braves. And the Cubs lost yesterday by 1 run. They come in as a 135 dog today, and the Braves are minus 160, while the over-under is 9 today. So when you look at the pitching matchup here, you have two guys that are getting into it. Trevor Williams, the former Pirate, he's pitching better this year because he has a better team that he's pitching for. Then you have Ian Anderson, who's 1-0 right now, 3.27 ERA, and 23 strikeouts over 11 walks. And, he's a big hype fest for this young pitching staff of the Braves, so he should be able to show up today. But I think that this game winds up being a game where the Cubs should be right in the thick of things here as well, too. So let's see how it shakes out, see how it goes. But the Braves and the Cubs, this is an intriguing series because this could be a possible playoff matchup in the fall as well, too. So let's move forward and talk about our next game. And our next game is going to be a fun one here. It's going to be the AL West matchup, and we got the Angels at the Rangers. The Angels coming in here as a minus 155 favorite, while the Rangers are at plus 140. There's low expectations for the Rangers this year. So the thing is, this will wind up being a game where a lot of people will probably overbet the Angels, but they shouldn't do that. So, Jose Quintana is having a difficult start to his Angels career. He was a former pitcher for the White Sox. And then you got my man Folty, former Brave. He's not having the greatest year, but I think that's because he's not getting a lack of run support. So when you look at this one and you see how it shakes out, I think that, you tell yourself that, okay, the Angels should be good money today because they have a really good pitcher who knows how to bounce back. But we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. But I think I'm going to have to side with the Angels here. Second in batting average at this point right now, second in home runs as well, too. They're having a much better start than most expected. And, Mike Trout is absolutely incredible this year. He's actually has a 426 average, and he's the type of guy that maybe could hold that average for the rest of the year. And if he was to do that, this would be make baseball look really, really good, because we haven't seen a 400 hitter in a season since Ted Williams way, way, way back in the day. All right, so Angels and the Rangers. This one should be a good one. The Rangers did come to Anaheim and sweep the Angels, and the Angels got their get back last night with a 9-4 win. So tonight, this looks like it should be a really good matchup, but I think that the Angels have a bit of an advantage. I think that they're very confident in this ballpark. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. All right, so we have our next game, which is another NL division matchup, NL West, and this one should be fun because you have a Padres team coming in as a nice little favorite, and then you got the Diamondbacks as a good little dog here. And when you look at the matchup, you got Merrill Kelly pitching for the Diamondbacks, and then you got Chris Paddock, who's struggling a little bit this year on the mound for the Padres. So this one right here feels like it should be another scoreboard watch game, but I think that it's going to be an over bet on the over today. I think that what happens is you'll have some anxious batters because they'll think that they can get some good hits, and then you know those good hits wind up being ground balls and pop outs. So you know what? I think that hitting might be a little bit of a disservice today, so that's why I feel like we can get the under here. I'm just going against the grain a little bit, so we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. Padres, Diamondbacks. Padres once again coming in here, a very hot team as well too. You know, they won 3 out of 4 against the Dodgers, but the Diamondbacks were able to do pretty well as too. They were able to win back-to-back games in one day. They actually shut out the Braves 12-0 in the 2 games that they played on Sunday. They one game beat them 5-0 and then beat them 7-0 in the next game with the old man mad bum. So, you know, the Diamondbacks are not going to be much in a few months, but right now they're going to be fighting. So this can be a really, really good game tonight. I think that you should not oversell the Padres here because this is an opening game, and you know the Diamondbacks are just as hot. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. And with that, you guys go ahead and check out Paramount Plus. They got some great content, great footage and things of that nature, and it's a really, really fun app. So you guys should check it out. Use the promo code VSX and go from there, man. You guys, and it's a bargain as well too, so you guys can't complain about the price. And you know what? We're living in a new world where everybody wants to stream everything, and you want to cut that cord. So with that, you guys check them out, Paramount Plus. Use the promo code VSX, and you guys will reap the benefits. All right, with that, this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live, and we will be right back.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live. And let's go ahead and jump into the NBA Tuesday preview. And up first, we have the Pacers and the Blazers. And the game tonight is going to be in Indiana. You have a Pacers team that's actually a 5-point dog tonight. And I think that you have it in the wrong place tonight because you have a Blazers team that's only 3-10 in the month of April. That's a bad bet on a favorite tonight. That's a bad favorite in my opinion. So when you look at it, you have an Indiana team that's doing a little bit better this month. They've actually went ahead and won 8 games this month and have only lost 6 games this month. So, they're a little bit better than even, but, they're not consistently winning, but it seems like they're alternating wins and losses right now as well too. They'll go on a streak of wins and a streak of losses. That's how it goes. So pretty much I think that this right here could be a bet that is a little bit overzealous in a sense if you're going to go with the Blazers. I think that the best bet here would probably be to go ahead and look into this one in more of a thinking better. I think that you got to go ahead and look at the scoreboard a little bit tonight. I think that the over-under is a bit high for both of these teams right here. The Blazers have been under in a lot of games this year, the Pacers as well too. And this number right here is just too big for me in a sense. And I think that it possibly goes under. So pretty much 242, you're giving yourself a chance with a big number like that. So let's move forward, get into our next game. And our next game is going to be between the Bucks and the Hornets. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Hornets have owned the Bucks this season. Doesn't matter how good the Bucks are. The Hornets have had their way. But you know what? There is going to be no LaMelo tonight. LaMelo was always a big factor in those games as well, too. So we'll see how it goes. You have a team here that's won 6 games this month, and they've lost 8. Now you have a Bucks team, on the other hand, that's coming in here, and they've actually went ahead and won 7 games this month, and they've actually wound up losing 6. So pretty much they're kind of on exchanging losses and wins as well too. But it seems like they get a string of wins and a string of losses. So tonight I think this game will be much better than it looks on paper, and I know that it feels like the Hornets are kind of losing their grip a little bit. But that big win that they got the other night on Sunday, that should show everybody that this team still is capable of, pretty much running with anybody, and they play much better at home as well, too. So I like the +9 tonight on the Hornets. Let's see how it shakes out. We move on to our next spot. It's going to be the over 231.5 here. I'm so sorry. It's going to be the Nets and the Raptors tonight. The Nets coming in here as a 6-point favorite tonight as well too. We got an over under 232.5, but that is starting to climb down a little bit. There's a lot of action going in on this bet, and I think that tonight will be a good night for the Nets in sense because they will have majority of the stars there. I think Durant's going to play tonight, and every time I say I think Durant's going to play tonight, he winds up not playing. So just pretty much let's see how it goes and see how it shakes out. And pretty much I think this should be a good game between these two bitter rivals. All right, so we move on to our next game, and it's going to be the Wolves and the Rockets. And the Wolves and the Rockets, this is a battle of mediocre, and this will be a fun game because it is, last night the Wolves got themselves one of the luckiest, easiest wins you can ever get against the top team in the league, the Jazz. They beat them last night on a last-minute layup, so we will see how it goes. We will see how it goes, and so pretty much we will. This should be a good one. So pretty much, I do like how this game is shaping up, and I think the Wolves are starting to get it. The chemistry is getting much better with this team as well. So you know what? You can't deny that. So pretty much at the end of the day, this will be the most funny game of the night, in my opinion, because you got two teams that are really bad, and they are, vying for that top 3 pick right now as well too. So we'll see how it goes. See who wants to win. See who needs to win. See who wants to win. See who's going to just say, I don't care tonight, we're going to lose. But I think that it'll still be a back and forth, topsy-turvy situation. All right, we got the Mavs and the Warriors to end the night. And so pretty much we have ourselves a fun one here. We have a game between two teams that are chasing those final playoff spots. You know, the Warriors are in the mix as well too. The Mavs have just jumped to the 6th seed right behind the Lakers. So, you know, this is going to be fun because the thing is, you know, they're looking at the Warriors to get a big win tonight, but the Mavs are playing much better basketball right now. You know, they love to show out against these NBA elites, and you know the Warriors are still considered NBA elite. Come on, dude, they went to 5 finals in a row, so you can't deny that part about them as well too. So pretty much, you know, at the end of the day, this will be a good game, but I think this is going to be our dog of the day right here. I'm not thinking it is our dog of the day, and it's going to be the Mavericks here with the plus 165, but right now they're at plus 170, but I don't see this holding up. I see this actually dropping down to at least plus 150, plus 140 before we get to tip. So there it is. There it is. That is going to be the NBA Tuesday preview for you. All right. So you guys go ahead, check out Fubo TV. You guys can get all the sports you want with Fubo TV. It's a very good app. It's a very good situation as well, too. $55 a month, but you get 7 days free on me by pressing the link that's in the show description. So once again, this is a very intriguing app, and it is fun to watch all these games here and watch all these events that this content that this platform offers. So there it is. There it is. We will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash, and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, we're back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, and I'm your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. All right, so let's go ahead and get into talking tickets, and right now we got ourselves our MLB Primetime Pick 6. We're going to go with the Royals with a big number on their spread today, -1.5. I think that they're going to be good money for us today, so that's why I'm taking the Royals with the -1.5. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we got the over 9.5 with the Yanks and the Orioles. I think that this is going to be a game that's going to be high scoring, so that's why I'm going with that angle right there. Then we have the Red Sox, as I said before, will be our dog of the day in the MLB, and I do like what I see. So pretty much we're going to go ahead with this squad today, and hopefully they'll go ahead and get us some big money today as well too. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. But there it is with that. And then we have the +1.5 on the Cubs. Then the game that I feel that should be a really, really tight game today as well between the Braves and the Cubs, because these teams just go at it, and they always have some good games during the season and the postseason as well, too. Then we have the Angels at -155 today. I think that they'll be able to dominate the Rangers in this spot. We'll see how it goes, though, because, you know, Quintana is a little bit of a question mark, but I think that the hitting will overcome all that today because, you know what? Right now, the Rangers pitching staff is just downright atrocious. So, you know, we got to just go with the numbers, and I think the Angels could get us a good win today. We're spinning high chalk, but it's okay. we still got a 62-1 ticket. So we just got to get that bad boy on. Then we got the under 9.5 Padres DBacks. We're going to see how this one shakes out. As I said before, we're going against the grain here, and I think that we can get the under 9.5 here. So let's see how this one goes, and we get ourselves a 62-1 ticket. Oh boy, that's a nice one to start your week with if we're able to hit that. So we move on to the NBA Super High Five, where we have a 32-1 ticket. We got the +9 on the Hornets. We got the over 231.5 with the Nets and the Raptors. Then we also have the under 242 with the Blazers and the Pacers. Then I'm going to go with the Wolves today with the -125. As I said before, I think that last night was a good way to grow as a team. So that's what I'm doing here, is taking the Wolves with the -125. And then I think the Mavs just are coming in here and they're going to feel a little disrespected knowing that they were the dog coming up into this game. And right now they're playing the better basketball. So I'll take them all day with this +165. As I said before, it's sitting at +170, so you can get a better number than me. But I'm telling you by tip, it won't be any of these numbers. So you better get on it now, or, just be ready to play it at +150 or +140. We'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. But that is a 32-1 ticket, and that is it for talking tickets today. All right, so you guys can go ahead and bet these tickets over at UWager, and you guys can use the promo code VSXPOP. Once again, that's VSXPOP at UWager, and that's where the world bet's at, okay? So they can go ahead and using that promo code, you guys can get yourself the 50% of a match deposit. And if they go ahead and put on 200 on your if you put 200 on your account, they'll go ahead and match it with $100, and then you can start your sports betting journey with a $100 free play. All right, so that's going to be a wrap on today's show. And pretty much, man, I want to go ahead and send big shouts out to my graphics producer, send a big shout out to the whole team as well, too, over at Stable Duel as well. We got a big week coming ahead of us. And you know what? Big shout out to you guys, the followers, fans, listeners, because you guys are the absolute best, and there is no me without you, okay? So once again, always bet with your head, not with your heart. The movement is moving, and this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, and I'm your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production